sometimes what you need isn't a credit repair specialist. Sometimes you don't need somebody to send a dispute. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is the 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 that you're going to spend over the course of a year. If you would have just to put that towards specific credit card balances,
Mm-hmm.
that can jump up your credit. Or like how you just mentioned with pay for delete, some people are coming to us with $600 T-Mobile bills, Verizon collection. They're just go,
I've seen stuff under $200. I'm like, just
yeah,
do a pay for delete. Knock that out for $7,500. Be done. It's going to be after credit report versus, the 1,000 that you're wanting to spend on credit repair services. You're going to pay more for credit repair services than what
yeah,
your bill is worth. And then if you can
yeah.
pay for delete it, then, save that money.
Main thing, guys, if you didn't watch that previous video, it was about 10 minutes long. I talked about CFPB and how they're on the necks of basically the credit repair industry. 3.1 billion with a B, not an M, it's a B.
That's a lot of
So
money.
yeah, so the reason why I got Tanya on this, because Tanya, you're plugged in to a lot of these credit repair, DIY, beginner credit forms. So you really have your ear to the street of what's really happening. How, like, what's the temperature like for these credit
Oh,
repair guys? So let's just
yeah.
jump right into it. What are you seeing? Well, number one, before I even do that, what are your thoughts when you saw they're getting sued for 3.1 billion?
I had to do
What
a
did you
double
think?
take and read that. And then, I'm a researcher. So I went looking to see if there were any other articles that said 3.1 billion, because that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of
But
money.
no,
That's
they
a
were
lot.
all saying the same thing that Lexington Law, its parent company, which actually owns a number of credit repair related companies, has filed
Mm-hmm.
bankruptcy
Mm-hmm.
over this
Creditrepair.com
judgment.
too. Did you know that they
Mhm.
own them too?
Yes, I read that in the article when I read all the
Okay.
different, like there's like 20 companies owned by that
Yeah,
parent
there's a
company.
lot.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right. So you guys, you can see it here. Again, if you didn't watch that previous video, make sure to do so. If not, we're just going to give you high level and then what we think is really going to happen because I believe there's going to be a huge domino effect, and we're already seeing the domino effect, right? Matter of
Credit
fact,
repair companies are shaking. We're seeing
yeah,
some of the companies jumping ship, changing over to different avenues, doing some different things. Yeah. They
right,
don't, the credit repair companies don't want you to know what's going on, but it's going to
yeah,
come out. I mean, it's already out, and it's just a matter of time before it really hits mainstream. And then consumers become informed and realize, well, hey, wait a minute.
right,
You can't be
right.
collecting money up front. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's like well, the first thing I noticed, right? The first thing I noticed, even before this article came out, um, we follow a lot of credit repair people, and we kept noticing, like, dang, everybody is switching up their their business model, or either they're going down with their prices, or I'm
Yes.
going to people's websites and then they're changing the whole, how they're
Model.
doing things, the whole
Yep.
business model, and we're like, what's going?
Mm-hmm.
I would send it to you. I'm like, yo, did you know so and so did they changed their website? You're like, yeah. Did you know so and so changed it? So for
Mm-hmm.
at least a good 6 months, if not more, we've been seeing everybody get a little bit tense, like
Mm-hmm.
with their pricing, with the web, everything. And then when this hit, I'm like, okay, this makes sense because the writing was on the wall, right?
Yes.
We've seen it, but it's here now. And the reason why I want to do this video, even on top of the one I did before, and just because Lexington, they're the biggest player, right? The top
Mm-hmm.
dog. So when CFPB or the government, when they're trying to set an example, they don't go for like the little people first. They don't go for your mom and pop who has 10 clients. They're going for the top dog.
Mm-hmm.
They've been around for what? I don't even know how 20 years plus.
Long
They've been around
time. Yep.
forever.
Long
So
time.
now if they're getting hit and basically again, recap, credit repair companies, they cannot charge you upfront. They basically cannot send you an invoice until 6 months after they show proof. And in this case, it's probably like what, a credit report that shows like this was
They have to
deleted, this was
show
deleted.
some results, and they have to wait 6 months until completion of services. Now that's like us
Yeah,
asking you or telling, you, the viewers, wait 6 months until you get a paycheck.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
not sitting well with the credit repair industry, or
Uh
like
huh.
credit repair companies. But yeah, they
Yeah. Well, let me
Yeah.
ask you this. Do you think it's fair?
I think that, well, first of all, I think that if you it's to your benefit to learn how to fix your credit yourself. Yes, it's a little bit of work, it's a little bit of education, but no one is going to care more about your credit than you. And I think that, as someone who once had bad credit, and Joel, I know you had bad credit at one
Mm-hmm.
time,
For
when
sure.
you fix it yourself, when your hands get wet with it, you learn from it and you don't want to get back in that position again.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard work getting, not just your credit repaired when you're doing it yourself or however you're doing it, but the finances that go with it. So it's just a whole discipline. But once you got it, you got it. And,
Yeah.
I think that you're less likely to go back to having bad credit versus when you have a credit repair company do it for you. Because one, you don't know what they're really doing, because, you're not the one doing it. And if you decide to pay a credit repair company, they're what, 199 onboarding fee, they're $99 to
Yeah.
149 a month, which is kind of the average of what we're seeing for credit repair services. There is no guarantee that they're going to be able to get anything removed. Credit repair is not a guarantee. And I think people think when they pay a company, it's more of a guarantee. And that's why
Mm-hmm.
people tend to hire credit repair companies, because they don't feel like they can do it themselves. When the truth is, as you and I know, you can fix your credit yourself.
Yeah.
You can send the same letters that we as credit repair companies are sending out on your behalf. But I do. And that's, one of the things that I battled with a lot. And I know you have, when you are, talking to potential clients and they come to you and they are just like, I need you to get this bankruptcy removed off, these charge-offs, this repo. And you're like, whoa, I can't guarantee you anything.
Yeah.
That's law. And we'll get into what some of these laws are, because these are some of the laws that Lexington law, you know, didn't abide by. And that's why they're in the position that they're in. So
Mm-hmm.
it is unfortunate, and it makes it hard for the reputable, because there are some good credit repair companies out there. You know them,
Mm-hmm.
I know them because we're in this industry, but it makes it hard for the good ones that are out there because of what, the Lexington laws and, a lot of the other credit repair companies and the ones that are pretending to be credit repair companies, because we know when they're really not a credit repair company,
Mm-hmm.
when they're having you pay via PayPal and Cash App. That's a big red flag. So, but it's those guys that have made it hard for the good credit repair companies like us. And then with this whole new, these laws that are going into effect, where now we can't charge until 6 months after we've completed services. So we're doing all this hard work, um, you know, researching law and just making sure that we're doing our best with your credit. Now we can't get paid until 6 months after.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all are going to have to learn how to repair your own credit, because there's not going to be a lot of credit repair companies left. That's what's happening. And we're seeing some of the bigger credit repair
Yeah.
companies starting to go, different routes. So
Yeah.
they're
Well, I think it's good,
yeah.
even if I'm someone that's in the industry. So you would think like, okay, dang, I do credit, I do consultations, blah blah blah. Man, I don't want this. But if you remember, and I think we talked about this like 2 years ago, the first time you came on the channel, and we were like, man, I'm pissed on just how many people are coming out there, right, saying that they're going to do credit repair, which is just credit sweeps, or they're going to
Yeah.
do something illegal. And then on top of that, the people that we've did consultations with before. So we've had people that came on even before they did anything. We'll ask them like, okay, did you work with someone? Did you work with another company? And the common theme was they worked with another company. The
Mhm.
company dragged them out. And this is not just all Lexington. I don't want to just
No, there's
jump
other
on them,
companies out there. Yeah.
but it's a common theme where someone's paying in good faith. They're being told, I'm gonna get this, and this off.
Mhm.
They're paying and paying and paying and paying. They're thousands deep into paying this person. They get
Mhm.
frustrated, and then they either hop to us or they may try to do it themselves. But we
Mhm.
keep seeing over and over and over again that people are charging the consumer,
Mhm.
not really doing anything. And we know firsthand people that they do credit repair, they don't send out letters at all. They don't even send out letters
Mhm. They
at
do
all.
not.
So, and if the consumer is not getting the result, who can they who can they call, right? The consumer is going to have to be more intelligent. They have to be more savvy,
Mhm.
because if all of the Instagram, oh, I can fix your credit for just $1,000, if all those people go,
Mhm.
something is going to have to change. So now, if you have bad credit now,
Mm-hmm.
And all these people, all these credit repair companies are gone. And there's still going to be credit repair people that's still going to be doing this,
Yeah.
and they're not going to care.
Mhm.
Now, and for those people that are watching, look, listen, if they're going after the top dog for 3.1 billion, if you
Yeah.
don't think they're trying to send a message, try it if
Well,
you want to. Try it. You know what
and
I'm saying?
they're
That's fine.
going after Lexington Law, the parent company, because enough people over the years have spoken up and
Yeah.
filed complaints with the CFPB, the BBB, the Attorney General, because they felt, ripped off. You're paying, you're not seeing results, you're not seeing letters, you're not really, able to get a hold of your credit repair company. And yeah, as we can see, this telemarketing sales role as credit repair companies, and you know more about the telemarketing sales role than I,
Yeah.
but
4 million
basically,
though. That's
yeah,
that's what I want you to see. You see that 4 million consumers. That touches to your
yeah,
point. Yeah.
four
My bad. Go
million
ahead. Go ahead.
consumers have filed complaints in violation of the
Mhm.
telemarketing sales rule against Lexington Law. Do you want to elaborate on the telemarketing sales rule?
Yeah. I think I have it pulled up. Well, let's look at this. You can still see the screen, right?
Mhm. Yes.
All right. So debt relief services and the telemarketing sales rule, right?
Hmm.
Some of this we already touched on a little bit before, and I'm gonna link this in the description of this video if you want to read it. But you can see what the first bullet point is. It's illegal to charge upfront fees. We talked about that.
Hmm.
And again, with Lexington, they did. I don't even know if they do the upfront consultation. I'm not sure because I tried to go on their website to kind of look at it. I didn't see that, but that's how some people were trying to sidestep it initially by saying, okay, we're not going to charge an upfront fee,
They're
but
even
what we'll
talking
do.
about the monthly fee, though. They're talking the monthly fee. You're not even supposed to be charging the monthly fee. You're supposed to
Yeah, yeah,
wait.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Upfront and monthly. But remember when this came out because we were in I think the credit repair cloud Facebook groups. This was like
yeah.
years ago. But I remember like the trickle down effect of people whispering about this, and they were like, okay, you can't
Oh, yeah.
charge upfront fees, and then credit repair people were like, okay, well, we'll charge the consultation fee, right? So you're paying me for the
99
consultation,
consultation fee. We're going to charge you a
right?
$1,000 consultation fee, and then credit repair is free.
Yeah, yeah. So exactly. So you've seen that. You've seen them where
Yeah.
they front load the service, right, to kind of
Hmm.
get it right.
Hmm.
The moral is this has been out and we're getting more clarity now, but credit repair companies have been trying to just seeing if they can get the technicality and move around, but you can't charge upfront. You can't charge monthly, right? You have to wait 6 months. You got to disclose certain information before signing people up for your services. I think you touched on that a little bit.
Hmm. Has
Those
to
are
be
the
in your agreements.
have to
Yeah,
be in an agreement.
in the
And
agreements in writing.
we touched on this on the previous call when we're like the questions to ask your credit repair company because if
Mhm.
they're saying, "Oh, just cash at me $500," and you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna get you started tomorrow. No, nah, bro. Look at the contract, grill them, look at their website, ask them for the letters. Hey, what if I'm paying you? What letters are you sending out on my behalf? Oh, you're not
Yeah.
going to share it with me? Flag number one. You should be out the door.
Because there were some credit repair companies that they were actually filing like false police reports on for their clients, and their clients didn't even know that's what was happening. And the credit repair companies got shut down. The clients, law enforcement got involved,
Yeah,
wondering why the client had filed, identity theft police reports, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" Because they
yeah.
did not know what their credit repair company was doing.
Anytime we're talking about FTC, FCRA, I'm not trying to get people to be nerds and be like, well, subsection 506 of FCRA. Like,
Yeah,
that's not what we're trying to do. We're just
no.
basically saying, all right, if we say something on YouTube, I got to support it. I got to tell you guys why that is. So if you hear anybody else give you contradictory information, at
Yeah.
least you can be like, dang, I think I heard Tanya mention something about not getting charged up front. Or I think I heard Joel and Money Co say they have to be transparent and I can't get charged up to 6 months. Like even if you know a little bit, you can Google the rest, but you got to be aware of it. And also, but for the new people,
Mhm.
this is why I say number one, you have to take ownership of your own credit profile.
Yep.
Your credit report isn't anybody else's fault. I know we grew up in homes where this wasn't taught, credit wasn't taught. I get that.
Mhm.
However, we got YouTube now, and now there's you and the products that you got. There's enough out there on YouTube. where if you're serious about taking ownership of your credit, getting your credit where it needs to be, you cannot rely on credit repair companies because probably by this time next year, you're not going to see a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, segue, do you want to talk about your DIY software that you got?
Yeah, so
I know you're cooking up something. Yeah.
yeah, so well, and it's partly fueled by, you know, meeting people who just had paid $1,000, $2,000 in credit repair and just no results. And, they wanted help, but they were really hesitant because they've already, spent a lot of money in credit repair. Then you have people who, funds are tight. I get that, money's a little tight. And so I wanted to create something that was affordable, that was easy to use, whether, got a lot going on or a little going on your credit report that, you could go into the system, you can go into this DIY software, and this DIY software is the same software that I use as a credit repair company. They now have created a DIY component to it. So you have access to the same letters that I have access to, the
Mhm.
same, dispute reasons. You can customize letters. It's really a cool tool. It allows you to see your credit card utilization and kind of tells you where you need to be with your credit card utilization. If you're looking to buy a home, it calculates your DTI, your debt to income ratio, and all of this is based on your credit reports that you will pull into the system. And then you'll go through the rounds disputing, round 1, round 2, round 3. And I've created a support group to go with this because I don't believe in here's my DIY kit or here's my DIY program, but then you not having access to being able to ask questions, get additional training, and just have that support. So I jokingly say, credit repair companies will cost you, anywhere from $700 to maybe $1,500 by the time they are, done. But the program that I have is a fraction of that. And you're going to save so much money when you learn how to DIY your own credit, because you're going to want that money, because you're going to want to be able to either put it aside for an emergency fund, because a lot of us don't have emergency funds. We really need to have emergency funds.
Mhm.
And the reality is, I think every person I've met with that wants credit repair has debt collectors or debt buyers on their credit reports. And the best thing that they can do is pay for deletes. But pay for deletes require being able to have the money to be able to make a offer to pay, less than
Yeah.
what the amount owed is, in exchange for getting the collection account, charge off account, off the credit report for good. So save that money that you would pay a credit repair company so that you can have that money in case you do pay for deletes. And
Mhm.
again, empower yourself. An informed consumer is a very powerful consumer, and you can do what we can do for you, but again, at a fraction of the cost. Do
Right.
you want to pay $129 a month for credit repair, or do you want to just, pay for the cost of your credit monitoring, some stamps? So
Yeah. No, I'll say this too, just to quickly piggyback. We've had people that came to us, right? We did the consultation, and we told them this is probably not going to be a right fit, right?
mhm.
Because there are opportunities and times where someone's like, I just have bad credit. They have a low 3-digit FICO score, and they may not know what do I really need to do in order to improve it. Sometimes what you need isn't a credit repair specialist. Sometimes you don't need somebody to send a dispute. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is the 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 that you're going to spend over the course of a year. If you would have just to put that towards specific credit card balances,
Mhm.
that can jump up your credit. Or like how you just mentioned with pay for delete, some people are coming to us with $600 T-Mobile bills, Verizon collection.
I've seen stuff under $200. I'm like, just
Yeah,
do a pay for delete. Knock that out for $7,500. Be done. It's going to be off your credit report versus, the 1,000 that you're wanting to spend on credit repair services. You're going to pay more for credit repair services than what your
yeah,
bill is worth. And then if you can
yeah,
pay for delete it, then, save that money. Also, if you have, you know, uh, it's hard when I see people that they really want help repairing their credit, but they're late on, like they're freshly late, 30 days late on an account, like very recently. Credit repair is less effective. Like hiring a credit repair company to help you repair your credit when you just missed payments or having financial struggles, that credit repair is not going to be as effective.
Yeah.
First things first, get caught up on your bills, get stability before you start looking at credit repair. I mean, if it's a matter of pay the bills versus credit repair, pay the bills, because you've got to have your your roof over your head, food, utilities paid so you can keep the lights on and whatnot, and
Yeah.
a vehicle, and it's yeah. So
Yeah.
that's another
And
reason
that
why I did the DIY, just to make it really, really affordable.
now, is it launched already? Do you already have
It
that
is
up and
launched.
running?
Yes, it is newly launched. So yep.
Okay. All right. So, guys, number one, I'm gonna make sure Tanya's information, as always, is going to be in the description. Make sure to follow her as well because she's posting shorts damn near every day. And I think she already has at least one video right now where she's kind of doing a demo of this DIY. We're not going to go in depth on this one because we're just going to keep it, specifically about this rule.
Yep.
But get plugged in with Tanya because if you're looking for that DIY solution, that's going to be again another option. If you're somebody that you're looking at this and you're like, all right, well, I'm overwhelmed, I'm not sure because, like I said before, credit repair companies, they're not going to tell you this. They're not going to tell you you don't need to pay me. Take this $500 and pay down or pay off these two
No.
collections. Do pay for it. They're not going to tell you
Right.
that. I'm telling you that right now. I know people for a fact that know that,
I'll drag it out.
but are
Yeah.
still they're going to stretch that joint out for at least 12 months, right? I'm telling you this. Tanya's telling you this, and we own credit repair companies. We're telling you there are situations paying somebody for credit repair is not going to help you. Knowing the information, like the education, that's paramount. That's number one. Once you understand, again, utilization and credit mix, and we talk about these different Navy Federal Pledge and self and this, like we're giving you the recipe. Now it's up to you to decide, okay, I'm going to spend the weekend, I'm going to go through the DIY, I'm going to do it myself, right? It's up to you to do that. Or you can just say, okay, I'm going to get some letters myself and, based off the information that we're learning. The main thing is you just got to be informed. If someone says, I'm going to do this all myself, there's nothing wrong with it because that's what I did the second go around. I did it myself. I didn't pay nobody, right? But I know some people are like, you know what? I don't got the time for this. Whatever. Cool. There's still the DIY, and then there's still the coaching and the support that comes with that. But there is no excuse just to not be aware of this. That's really my main point. You have to know, you have to understand that this thing is here. That when I say that the $3 billion suit is on their neck and it's making all the credit repair people shook. Y'all need to be aware of that because it's going to impact it. So if you see anything on IG, TikTok, Clubhouse, and somebody is saying anything, and it's this is not my website. Matter of fact, I don't even know if you can see the URL because all I see is the Zoom link. But this isn't
But
Joel.com.
FTC.gov, yeah.
This isn't Tanya.com. This is the FTC website. So if they are saying it's illegal to charge upfront fees, don't take my word for it. Don't believe me. Believe the FTC. I'm just a guy on YouTube screen recording it just so y'all can be aware of it. So that was my rant. That's my rant.
No, we see a lot of credit repair companies or gurus and literally using the words promise, guarantee to see results in 90 days, guarantee to delete all, permanently remove your student loans, your charge-offs, blah blah blah. That is a direct violation of CROA laws, and you guys can look this up. Credit repair laws, literally, no company can do that. No company can make that type of guarantee. So you can look up the Credit Repair Organizations Act. That's called
Wait, do you want me to pull that up now?
Yeah, you go ahead and pull it up. And that's what governs us credit repair companies. That's where we cannot, we just can't make guarantees. We cannot, we have to have it outlined in our agreements. And if you don't get an agreement from a company or a person that's saying they're a credit repair specialist, run, because the way to get approved by the state that you're in to be registered as a credit repair organization, you have to submit your credit repair agreement that you would send to clients, and they tell you they either approve it or they don't approve it, and they tell you what needs to be corrected or changed, what needs to be added in, what needs to be detailed out. Mine is 11 pages long for a reason. It has all the disclosures, and I know, Joel, yours is long too. There's certain disclosures that we have to have. We have to very much detail out our services, down to how much it's going to cost month after month after month, what the total cost is going to be to a person. I mean, it gets very detailed, and that we, can't guarantee results. We even have to have our cancellation, our state's cancellation policy in, and that's that you have well, in most states, it's 3 days through, 24-hour periods to cancel and get your money back. And so these are just things that are in these agreements when you onboard with a, credit repair company. If they don't have an agreement for you, I would not sign up for them. I don't care how cheap their service is. I don't care how good of a deal they're trying to give you, because that's just where we see people getting scammed. They pay $250 for 6 months of credit repair, or they pay $150 for a credit sweep, and then they don't hear from the person again. Nothing gets done. Or like the person I was telling Money Codes about, paid $2,000 to a very reputable person in the credit repair industry, $2,000, and just did not see results. And by the time they came to me, I told them, if your accounts have already been disputed, and at least in the beginning with this credit repair person, you can only dispute accounts so many times before the credit bureaus just start marking your dispute as frivolous. And once you have a dispute marked as frivolous, basically meaning you're disputing the same thing over and over and over again, credit bureau is just not gonna, they're not gonna do anything else with it. And they do have the right to mark something as frivolous if you sending the same thing over and over and over, and that exempts them from having to do any further investigation, and they will not do anything else with that that dispute. So I feel like you have three, maybe four chances to dispute an account, and need to have slightly different reasons to dispute. I mean, your words very much matter when you're disputing, and if you after those 4 times, I mean, it's a wrap. You might as well file a CFPB complaint if you feel they haven't, if you truly are seeing reporting errors that aren't getting corrected. But yeah.
The credit bureaus, they have rights as well. Just don't think all the rights are just for the consumer. If you're sending the same letter 8 months in a row and you're not changing anything, you're not pointing out anything that could be wrong, after a while, you're wasting your stamp. That's all you're doing. And then for the people that are listening and are not watching this, I have the CROA, right? And which website is it? This is again FTC. Says this act of the Consumer Credit Protection Act prohibits untrue or misleading representations and requires certain affirmative disclosures in the offering of a sale or credit repair services. The act bars companies offering credit repair services from demanding advanced payment. We just saw this again, with CFPB. So demanding advanced payment requires that the credit repair contracts be in writing. Once again, this is what we're asking you guys. Ask these people that you're working with, where's the contract? Where's the paperwork? I need to see everything in writing. And like how you just said 5 minutes ago, Tanya, there's laws again enacted that protects the consumer, which means that even previously, before all this craziness, if you sign up for a credit repair company and then the next day you're like, damn, you know what, that might not have been the best decision for me, or maybe my finances really can't support this decision right now. You have time, and I think it was 72 hours. I think it's either 3 or 5 days. I don't remember off the top, but you do have a certain amount of time to tell the credit repair company, you know what, right now is not the best time for me to do this. I'm out. And nobody's going to threaten you. No one's going to try to intimidate you. That is your consumer right. But if you didn't know that that law existed, and some credit repair companies tries to bully you and be like, oh, well, you signed already. You signed a contract, and whatever. There's no refunds or whatever they're trying to. That's illegal. That's illegal. But again, if y'all are ignorant and you're not understanding this, then whatever they tell you, y'all just gonna buy. And you're gonna think it's gospel, and it's not. And what's the last?
You don't know, so that's why we're doing a podcast, to be able to help you become a more informed consumer, because there's a lot of little details to know. And a lot of you don't know where to go, or that's like our expertise, not your expertise. But if we can give you the basics so that then you can know what to look for and what to avoid if you're going to work with a credit repair company versus
Facts.
if you decide to repair your credit yourself.
Facts. All right. So we got a couple minutes left. So last thing, if there's one nugget that you want to drop the people with before we bounce.
I'm going to go back to what I said earlier in this video. No one's going to care about your credit more than you. You are your own best advocate for your credit repair, which is why I just am a firm believer of DIY credit repair. So you can do what a credit repair company can do, but you're going to save a whole lot of money doing it yourself.
Facts. And again, as time goes on, as more information comes out, we're going to do some demos here on this channel.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you're not already, check out Tanya's channel so you can actually see the software that she's talking about.
6 videos today on it, so I've been busy. I was busy today.
Yeah, make sure you follow Tanya. She's on it. She's on it with those shorts for real. That's it, guys. I think that's the end of this video. We're probably going to record maybe a second one. I don't know.
We got less than a minute left here.
Yeah, less than a minute. All right, guys. I'm going to see you in the next video.